history of Esan people. The Esan people history from the Benin Kingdom. The word Esan is a Benin word meaning they jumped away or they have fled.
Or Sanfua.
The name became the accepted name of the group of people who escaped from the reign of Oba Ewari of Benin in the middle of the 15th century. During the 15th century, the Oba Ewari of Benin had two sons that both tragically died on the same day. Oba Ewari then declared for mourning the death of his sons to the whole kingdom that there shall be no sexual intercourse in the kingdom, no washing, no sweeping of the houses or compound, drumming or dancing, and making of fire in the land. Oba Ewari insisted that these laws be strictly adhered to for a period of 3 years as a mark of respect for his dead sons. Many natives fled the Benin Kingdom, unable to abide by these rules, to join previous groups that had already migrated out of the kingdom years before. Notably, the groups that had earlier formed Irua, Uromi, and Ekboma. Soon after, the Oba summoned a meeting of his subjects from various quarters, and to his amazement, noticed that they had greatly diminished in numbers. When the Oba asked where his subject had went to, he was told, "Ele Sanfia, they have fled." This later turned into Esanfia and then Esan. When Oba Ewari saw that his kingdom was quickly becoming depopulated, he revoked his laws by the migrations continued. But the migrations continued. Oba Ewari tried to wage war against the migrants, but this failed. The Oba conquered 201 towns and villages, but he had to use diplomacy for many of the other scattered towns and villages in the forest in order to bring them under Benin rule. Thus, Oba Ewari invited Esan leaders or their representatives to Benin for a truce. He enticed them with the idea of having an attachment to Benin and of them having the honor of being called Onoji, which means king. The future of Esan rested on the Esan who went to Benin and took the title of Onoji. It was not an easy decision for the Esan leaders to decide whether or not to go. Many feared Oba Ewari, but also did not want more military attacks against them. To reduce their fears, Benin promised military subjects for the Onoji to enforce authority over insubordinate subjects. Only 3 leaders actually went to Benin in person. All 3 were apparently men who had nothing to fear from the Oba due to various reasons. The first was Ekbereji, the son of Oba Owen's daughter and sister to Oba Ewari. The sister had been given to the leader of Irua. Ekbereji came without fear because relations must have been cordial between Irua and Benin. The second was Allah of Ewoimi, the son of Ikimi, who had left Benin prior to the reign of Oba Ewari, and as such was not considered as one of those who fled the city by the Oba. The third was Ijeebome, who left Benin for Ekboma, after the Oba had granted him leave. In contrast to those mentioned above, Chief Ohirari of Ohondua had especially offended the Oba and would not risk his neck, so he sent his heir Odua to Benin. His brother and leader of Emu also sent his son rather than risk his life. 3 other Esan leaders dispatched brothers as their representatives to the meeting in Benin. Edem felt he was only less than the Oba by degrees and as such refused to honor the call. He then sent his junior brother to listen to what the Oba had to say. The leader of Ubgoha also asked his junior brother, to go on his behalf. The leader of Uromi sent his junior brother to find out what the Oba had to say. Ewari concealed his anger at the impertinent leaders in Esan since he was a skilled diplomat. During the meeting, he told the visitors how they had migrated from Benin. He enthroned the Benin court traditions in Esan. The Oba bestowed the title of Onoji on those that were present at the meeting. This historic moment happened in 1463. Instantly, the Oba made them rulers of their communities and subservient only to the Oba. Above all, this noble title was not transferable to father, brother, or master, and once an Onoji, always an Onoji, until death. Where Oba Ewari had enthroned the proxy as Onoji, except in Ewoimi, Irua, and Ekpoma, strife and hatred followed as the new leaders began to assert authority and control over the elders. Thus, the Oba wielded the numerous villages into large political entities that hitherto became known as chiefdoms, loosely united villages ruled by the Eniji